Such excitement. The Toronto Marlies are headed to the playoffs as they are in the North Division semifinals. Here's a look at your schedule. And if you want to hit some playoff games here in Toronto, you can do so by going to torontomarlies.com or calling 416-597-PUCK for tickets in advance. $10, $13 at the door. There's some affordable entertainment. Welcome back, everybody, to Molson Canadian Leaf Nation pregame show. Mark Osborne joins us now. And Mark, I know you want to talk about this season. And where do you start other than with Luke Schenn?
Well, you know exactly, Andy, and we were drawing Luke Schenn back at the draft when Cliff Fletcher moved up 2 spots and wanted this guy. Would it be the best thing for him to play as a Maple Leaf this year? 9-10 games, there were some injuries at the beginning of the year, but boy, oh boy, did he ever assert himself. 21 and a half minutes, he's tough, he's got character, stay at home, often plays against the team's top lines. You would have to say on a go-forth basis, the future is bright because of a kid like Luke Schenn. It was the right decision. He's got everything going for him. He will be eventually the Leaf captain one day. And you know what? At 18 years old, he did not look one day out of place. Yeah, some bad games, everybody does, but this is a great, great kid that we would all agree on.
And I think it struck us all over the course of this season. He is that guy who does not let one kid standing in the hallway wait for an autograph. He keeps his helmet and his skates on while he's talking to us in the media. I know with you, Paul, how many times has he stood there sweating in front of you answering every question?
This guy's an incredible leader at the age of 19. Hard to believe he goes into this game with 200 hits. Missed an entire month of December, still with 200 hits this season. Let's go to Ian White, another big surprise for the Maple Leafs. And Mark Morrow, 52 consecutive games of 20-plus minutes a night. Hard to believe this guy started the season as Toronto's 9th defenseman.
9th defenseman, didn't play in the first 11 games, and then when he finally did get in the lineup, it was as a forward. And little did they know they had this untapped defenseman sitting back there that Paul Maurice knew last year when he used him a lot, but Ian White had to go back and earn it under Ron Wilson and the new regime, and he's been arguably the most valuable player of this team. Just the fact that he came in and was utilized as a forward, played very well there. But here's a guy that has over 100 hits, for 100 block shots, plays, like you said, lots of minutes, and he's played that continually since he became a defenseman, essentially, for the last 52 games, as you mentioned. I believe it's 26 of those games have been over 25 minutes. There's been a handful of 30-minute games in there. He's stepped up. He plays every situation, penalty kill, power play, you name it. Ian White has done it for this team this year, and that's a big foundation for them moving forward.
Let's stick with the blue line and talk about Jeff Finger. Missed the opening 7 games of the season, virtually all of training camp because of a broken foot. And Mark Osborne, this broken foot basically set the stage for how Jeff Finger plays the game. He blocks a lot of shots.
Yeah, he certainly does, guys. You know what, the fact is that here's a guy only in his 2nd full year in the NHL. You know what, I'd like to see him still assert himself. He's good without the puck. He makes a good first pass. You mentioned the fact that he does block shots and he does hit. I still think that those building blocks can still be accomplished with Jeff Finger. Don't look at his contract, but the fact is, I think there's a lot of good upside in this young defenseman.
Injuries limited Mike Van Ryn's season to just 27 games, unfortunately. But Mark Morrow, I think through those 27 games, we got a good indication of what this guy is capable of if able to stay healthy.
Yeah, he was a real calming influence when he was in the lineup, just simply based on his puck-moving abilities. He seemed to really help that D-core back there when he was in. Play a lot more assertive, a lot more calm. Puck seemed to move a lot more efficiently, and it showed in the results. Those 27 games, the Leafs actually had a 13-8-6 record. That's a well above 500 record, earning a lot of points in those games. If he can find a way to be healthy, obviously some of those injuries out of his control, but if he can find a way to be healthy and contribute throughout the course of an 80-game season, he is going to be a valuable defenseman.
Well, a healthy Van Ryn just might influence what the club does with either a Cabina or Cabriolet. But then again, Mark Osborne, as we approach the draft in Montreal at the end of June, both these Czech hockey players could still be a part of this team next year.
Well, you would think so, although I'm not really quite certain about Thomas Cabriolet. I mean, obviously he's played his career low in 57 games. This will be his 57th game. You got 2 guys that are veterans. Did they really assert themselves? I'm really not quite sure. The fact is, Cabina has tied his career high in points. He did the same thing last year. But you need veteran presence, and that's going to be obviously Brian Burke's call on a go-forth basis. A lot of money in store with these 2 guys. I look at Caberlet and say at 4.25 and what he can accomplish for you. How can you move him? I mean, he's been here. You need some of those older veteran presence on your back end.
No shortage of supporting building blocks as well. Frogren, Strawman, Seifers, and Phil Raskovic all look forward to moving their games to the next level next season, knowing full well, Mark Morrow, that they're capable of playing at this level.
Well, and that's the biggest asset that they got out of the opportunity to come in and play at the National Hockey League level is until you get there and you actually experience it firsthand, you don't know what you're missing. You can work every day and try and make your skill level better, but until you get to that National Hockey League level, a little bit of your weaknesses become a little more exposed, your strengths become a little more solidified. You're not going to truly know what you have to do to get there. Now they've got that little taste of it. They've got the whole summer, obviously a playoff run still with the Marlies to move forward towards, and if they can build on that and really establish that confidence, they're going to be a solid depth team for this Maple Leaf organization in the next couple of years.
And you can see also 3 guys playing with the Toronto Marlies as they head into the playoffs. And just so you know, so you can put this in your day timers, the home games, April 19th, April 21st, April 23rd. Away games you will see right here on Leafs TV. We're going to take a quick break here on Molson Canadian Leaf Nation pregame show. Lots to cover when we come back as we talk about the flashing forwards for this hockey club. There have been moments of, well, solid hockey played. We'll discuss next.